What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the More Sports Please podcast. It is April 20th, 420 day to all you guys that's celebrating. I am not, unfortunately, but go ahead. I'm with my co-host Gavin and Offenbacker. Anything you guys want to add?
Go Flyers. Got the game pulled up right now. Game two.
Hello.
Philly and Pitt.
That's all I have.
I was right. Philly is on the power play.
Philly's on the power play, baby. Come on now.
Power play.
It's Mock Draft Monday.
We got Offenbacker back.
Offenbacker is back.
Hello.
Tell the people how you been.
We're doing good. Sorry for the unexpected sabbatical, but just been a very busy month between work stuff and then other things going on outside of that. But we're here. We're back on the old grind. Gonna kind of let the fellas lead me on the way to figuring out who should be picked where.
I'm gonna
also
propagandize
shout out
you for
Huh?
for all my draft takes. I'm gonna propagandize you. Be like, you should love Ruben Bain, number one.
You should love the idea of Steelers trading up to get Caleb Downs.
I do want to say shout out to the Cincinnati Bengals for actually doing a blockbuster trade. Here for vibes on draft night now. Don't have to panic anymore. Sexy Dexy's a Bengal. Let's go. All right, we can get into it.
With the 10th overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft, the Cincinnati Bengals select Dexter Lawrence, New York Giants.
The same one of the years we selected Minka Fitzpatrick.
That's like we selected AJ Brown, but then also had another first-round pick and got Jordan Davis.
Oh, so it's nothing like yours at all.
I think that was the Jordan Davis year.
But we'll go ahead and get into it. Speaking of AJ Brown will be a Patriot.
Allegedly. Likely, yes.
Isaiah Likely, the Giant. All full circle. But we'll touch on
today. Go Giants.
We'll touch on the sexy Dexy trade real quick before we hop in because it does immediately affect the draft. They sent over, was it just the 10th pick? Because I didn't read a whole lot of the trade details.
It is just the 10th picks, player for pick, straight up.
Damn. Okay. I personally think that's a bit of higher price to pay for sexy Dexy, especially coming off of a down year in New York. But on the flip side, if you don't think you're going to get a better defensive tackle in the draft, then it's a win-win. I
would say, especially with the recent resume the Bengals have of their first round draft picks outside of, the surefire ones with Burrow and Chase, they haven't panned out too well for the most part. So I would 100% take that trade because we don't know what we would have gotten. I'm not going to knock the draft because obviously that's what we're here for. But I mean, with the way that it has gone, I like the pickup for a veteran to make an immediate impact.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. You're not getting you're not getting a defensive tackle in the top 10. They're just not good enough to be drafted that high this year. So I guess, in any other year, if there was a great defensive tackle on the board, a guy like a Jordan Davis, if he was there,
Jalen
Carter. Jalen Carter. That's who I meant, not Jordan Davis. Wrong defensive guy.
Same team, same position. But...
Yeah, Jalen Carter. I don't know if you trade the top 10 pick because he's sitting there, but with Dexter Lawrence, you already know what you're going to get. You bring him into Cincinnati, pair him up with who is it? Jonathan Allen now.
Yes.
So you got a wash Jonathan Allen and sexy Dexy.
Listen here, Buckaroo.
I'm just saying, Jonathan Allen did not look the best in Minnesota with Javon Hargrave, but you're playing under Brian Flores' defense, and from what I heard, that's not really the best for defensive linemen.
I mean, in my opinion, the fact of the matter is their consistent MO recently has been draft project guys, and that has not worked. Mm-hmm. Now it's like, okay, you obviously aren't getting a Max Crosby from that saga from a while back or anything like that, but you needed someone to make an impact up front, and the Bengals are at least showing that they're all in on this season. They maybe could have tried to make some bigger splash moves, but clearly they are trying to win now. So, I mean, usually they aren't making moves like this. So the fact that they're even doing this is extremely surprising and a pleasant one at that.
Absolutely. We'll go ahead and get into it. We hit the 5-minute mark. 5-minute touch of the trade with Cincinnati and New York. So we'll go ahead and hop into the draft of the 2026 NFL draft.
Final predictive, collaborative,
mock draft.
More Sports Please podcast draft.
We were going to do a kind of funny, silly one, but we kind of ran out of time. We wanted to include Offenbacher on it. We didn't want to leave him out of it. So
also, this isn't silly time. This is serious.
This is locked in.
Locked down.
This is draft week.
Draft.
You could get drafted, so lock in.
I could call you right now and ask you if you're healthy, and you could be drafted.
Sorry, I gotta take the hello.
Oh my goodness. The Raiders are taking Offenbacher with the first overall pick.
Oh my
God!
God!
I don't know how to play quarterback. Help.
It's okay. It's okay.
They don't have you on here. But
All
this
right.
is how we're doing the draft. They moved the goal. That's not going to count even if it went in. Sorry, simulcasting with the game.
Live commentary.
We're going to go ahead and get started. The way we're doing this is the same way we did the first one. We're all going to agree on the pick. There will be trades. If we find an opportunity to make a trade, we will. If we don't, we don't. But like we said, this is our final predictive mock draft, and I think we can all agree that Dominic Zavada goes first.
All right. This isn't the fun.
Funny guy.
So Fernando Mendoza.
Yeah, Fernando
Obviously
Mendoza
first to the Vegas Raiders. No need to really explain or touch on it. It's been set in stone for months.
So this is pretty cool, though. The draft really starts at pick 2, which usually, the first 4 or 5 picks are kind of like, you kind of know how they're going to play out. But there's been wild conversations about pick 2, mainly between Arvell Reese and David Bailey. I don't personally see why the Jets would take David Bailey over Arvell Reese, but that's the reports that have been coming out. I'm still going to say Arvell Reese should be taken here, and I think that's what they are going to do. I think the David Bailey stuff is just smokescreen, but that's out there.
That is. I've also heard reports that this is also the window where Carnell Tate's kind of watch starts to open. I do think pick 2 is a little, far-fetched for a wide receiver like Carnell Tate's talent, but
he's not even the best receiver in the draft.
Right. But there's reports that the window for Tate opens up here. But I agree. I think this is Arvell Reese's spot.
Yeah.
Yep, that makes sense. Now, with that in mind, obviously we'll stick with this pick for now. But with like you're saying, with the smoke screen, do you think there is potential for someone to try to make a splash for some sort of trade there? Like if the Jets are trying to generate some trade.
I don't really see the Jets trading out of this or trading down just because they already have so much draft capital in the first 2 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they don't really need to gain more. If anything, it would be for future picks, like next year's. But maybe I could see like the Chiefs trading up to get like their top edge guy from 9. That could be a possibility. Probably unlikely, but if there was going to be a trade there, that's what I would bet on.
So I offer you this as food for thought. What about here?
Oh, that's actually what I was going to say either the Chiefs trade up at 3 for an edge or the Cowboys trade up for Sonny Styles.
I don't know if Jerry Jones is willing to take the risk to go from 12 to 3.
I mean, I've just been hearing Dallas really wants to get Sonny Styles.
Huh.
And they're willing to trade. I've seen it mocked a few times, not necessarily at 3 per se, but I don't think Sonny Styles. I think you could probably get away with trading later. But if you wanted to be for sure that the Giants weren't going to take him.
Yeah. That's the problem with Sonny Styles, because like this is a big major spot that he could go. He could end up here at pick 3 to Arizona. If you want him, you have to jump in front of New York there at 5. I was gonna say maybe you could get Cleveland's pick, but by then I think he'll already be gone.
There's a good possibility he is.
I was gonna say I'm seeing some chatter like of Sonny Styles going at 5 to the Giants, and obviously I'm sure they would want to try to beat them to the punch if so. So I guess the question is, how much are they willing to actually do that? Would they want to do that? Like trade up to prevent him from going that early?
3 is rich for Styles, in my opinion.
You think so?
But yeah, I mean Styles, he's the best linebacker in the draft, obviously, the best off-ball linebacker. But it's like if you're taking that, we had this conversation the last time. If you're taking that position in the top 5, he has to be Fred Warner level, which I don't think that, because Fred Warner isn't Fred Warner because of his athleticism. Fred Warner is Fred Warner because of his IQ, decision making, analysis of the play.
And you don't think Sonny Styles could have that kind of talent?
Sonny Styles just reminds me of, all these others hyper athletic linebackers we've hyped up recently. Like maybe not the same profile, but like someone like Isaiah Simmons or someone like Tremaine Edmonds, or they weren't as good as prospects. Well, I would say Isaiah Simmons was almost as hyped up as Sonny Styles is right now, but yeah, the bust rate for these kinds of guys has been high than other positions. So I wouldn't take Sonny Styles in the top 5. Because he has to be Fred Warner level. And I don't know if you can do that. He does have the capability of doing that, but I don't know if that's a risk worth taking, especially in a position where, if he does end up being just like a Tremaine Edmonds, like, yeah, that's great. Tremaine Edmonds is good, but that's not top 5 pick worthy for the impact he's going to have on your football team.
I agree to a certain extent. I think the talent and the ability to be that Fred Warner type player is there. I don't think he has that at this very moment. I think the capability of him becoming that is there. I think he can evolve and turn into a Fred Warner type player. But if I'm the GM of the Arizona Cardinals, that does cross my mind of we drafted a high talented linebacker in Isaiah Simmons and it didn't work out.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So I'm not saying I wouldn't take him in the top 5, but I am saying I wouldn't take him here to Arizona.
No, I think we should trade down here. If I'm Arizona, if I'm Arizona, I'm looking offensive line personally.
But my only problem with that is Dallas is about your only option.
Chiefs.
I don't think the Chiefs trade up with all the Reuben Bain issues that are going on. There's a chance people have had Reuben Bain mocked to 10 to Cincinnati when they were there. I think there's a chance he'll fall to 9.
Yeah, he probably doesn't go in the top 7, top 8. That's probably where people will start thinking about him.
Is this Reuben Bain we're talking about?
Yeah. Reuben Bain had some stuff with like a car accident come out.
Oh, yes, I did hear about that, yes.
Mm-hmm.
On the flip side, I read some things that said teams have known about this since the whole draft process has started. So maybe it doesn't affect him like we all think it's going to, but I don't know.
So do we think someone trades on Thursday night into pick 3? Because I think the Cardinals want out of this pick.
See, that's the both sides of the coin thing. Is the Cardinals might want out, but is anybody going to want in?
Yeah, the best 2 options.
The best 2
Chiefs,
options.
Chiefs, Cowboys.
9 and 12, but I don't know if Dallas wants to give up the capital, go from 12 to 3.
If you really want to drop down for the Cardinals, you could trade up with the Vikings to get Jeremiah Love before Titans do. That's too far of a drop, though.
I think
that's way too far of a drop.
Way too far of a drop. I think, man, let's just try a Dallas trade right now.
Are we going to let the PFF simulator decide if it happens or not?
Yeah. What do you think they'd give up?
So they're going up from 12 to 3.
Yeah, so obviously 12 and 3.
Probably 20.
Still not even interested.
I feel like that's a lot for the
Yeah, no, if
wow.
Oh, this has got to be broken. There's no way. Okay, this is gonna be like some stupid PFF mock draft simulator stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you might be right. So just I'm thinking about. Let's put in perspective. A couple years ago, when Pittsburgh moved up from 21 to 10, they gave.
You can always pull up that they have like that draft where they assign points to each pick.
Yeah, what's that website called?
I don't know. So I'm gonna have to pull that up. But that would be a good way.
NFL draft point chart. Draft Tech. So Arizona at 3, their points are 2,200. Dallas at 2, or sorry, not Dallas at 2. Dallas at 12 is 1,200. So they would have to give up 1,000 more.
And what would pick 20 be?
Pick 20 would be 850. So close.
So like 20 and then like a fourth or third.
Let's do pick 177.
Oh.
177 is 20. So that might not be a lot. Let's do pick 152. 152 is 30, so we're closer.
112.
112 is 70, so that would be enough.
All right. Do we want to make this trade?
Do you think it's too much to offer in this year's draft? You think they go next year?
I think you want to save your picks for next year.
Okay.
Because next year's draft is most likely going to be better than this one.
Right. A Flyer scored.
And let's go! I wasn't even looking. Yeah, and then if you're the Cardinals, you're loading up. If you want to,
I mean, they have plenty of things.
I'm looking here. I'm the Cardinals. I'm getting pick 20. You know what? That's prime position to get.
Ty Simpson.
Jumped the Steelers by 1 pick.
I don't think the Steelers have him on their draft board at that high.
Well, you never know. The smoke screen, all that. If you want your franchise quarterback, you're gonna go get him.
You're gonna make it happen.
Not if you don't have a good fourth line or third line to defend the puck.
And if you're the Cardinals,
screen the fucking goalie.
If you're the Cardinals, I want an offensive lineman. I still think you can get a top tier offensive lineman at 12.
All right, forced it.
All right, there you go. Sonny Styles to the Dallas Cowboys.
Yes. So if I can't get a winning team on the hockey, at least Sonny Styles being drafted to Dallas will fuck the Eagles.
Oh, we'll see. If anything, kind of screw over the Cowboys. But... All right. We spent a long time talking about that pick.
Tennessee at 4.
Jeremiah Love.
I agree. I don't think
Offenbacker, what do you think?
Discussion. Oh, never mind. Offenbacker, what do you think?
I was going to say it seems like there's a lot more. I remember last time we were talking about at what point you actually take Love despite being a running back. Did we have him going to Tennessee last time? I can't remember.
I think we did. So. I think this has become more and more of like a staple pick in a lot of mocks.
Yeah,
that makes sense. Yeah, I mean that it makes sense. Extreme talent, high upside. I think that makes sense.
Herbert, you had him as the best player, right, on your big board?
I believe so. Yes. Let me pull that up.
No, you had Caleb Downs and then Jeremiah Love.
Okay, so he's player 2.
Okay. Now I think this is where 1 goes.
You think this is where 1 goes?
Caleb Downs.
Oh,
the Giants.
I was like, I think this is where 1 goes. I'm like, what are you talking about? You think, Caleb Downs here. They do need a safety, and your top linebacker that you probably would have picked just got jumped by a division rival.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think, I agree. I think this is probably where Caleb Downs goes.
One of the best players in the draft had a position of need. It's a no-brainer.
Offenbacker, you agree?
Again, just kind of going off of what I'm seeing on other mocks, I'm seeing him going around 10 quite a bit, but I feel like there's a good chance he'd probably get picked before then, right? Especially
Yeah, if he gets to the
Chiefs picking right before concerns me a little bit.
You don't want to risk the Chiefs taking them if you're the Giants.
Right.
Yeah. I think that pick makes sense. So we'll go Caleb Downs.
Cleveland here at 6.
Okay, so this is what we think will happen.
Right. Predictive.
I could see Carnell Tate going here.
I am fully 100% predicting that Carnell Tate goes pick 6.
I feel pretty good about that.
I could also see Francis Mauigoa going here.
I think the Browns will wait to draft the tackle at pick 24.
You could also wait for a receiver.
Can you though?
Yeah, Denzel Boston.
But are they willing to take him at 24? He's been more of a second-round guy now. Him and Casey Concepcion.
I'm higher on Denzel Boston.
I am higher on Denzel Boston now that I've watched his film, but
I feel like Tate here just makes a lot of sense, especially, again, I don't mean to keep saying the Ohio State to Cleveland thing, but
low moving cost.
Low moving cost.
I think there's a drop-off with wide receivers rather than tackles in this draft in the first round.
Yeah, there are tiers to this, for sure. Yeah, let's do Carnell Tate. I won't fight you on it.
Okay, Carnell Tate. 7, Washington.
I still think Ruben Bain's off a lot of people's draft boards at this point. For the sake of realness, I probably won't take him in the top 8. But you're not Washington now. This
David
gets a little...
Bailey.
Yeah.
I feel like Bailey's fallen a bit in our mock here, right?
It depends on who you ask, really. I've seen David Bailey go from anywhere from like pick 2 to pick 25.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of 2 to 6. Well, not 6, but like in that top handful.
My flip on the coin toss here is David Bailey or Mansour Delane.
I think you probably need Bailey more if you're Washington.
Cross-checking, pick goes on the power play. I'm also down for a David Bailey here because, like you said, I think Ruben Bain has dropped a bit with everything that's come out.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't know if he gets touched within the first 8.
Yeah. So let's take David Bailey here.
That works.
New Orleans at pick 8.
Nola, pick 8. What are we thinking here, fellas?
Good question.
This is stumping me.
I know
this board's fallen weird.
I can't even remember. How is their offensive line situation?
They have Peter was hell no.
Woods at pick 8 is insane.
Our lads saying, so how is their offensive line situation?
Because it feels like the positions of need, again, I'm kind of going off of what PFF is saying here, but it feels like there's a few reaches in there.
They got Talise Fuaga and Kelvin Banks Jr.
At tackle?
Yeah, at tackle.
So they're fine.
Yeah, those guys are still young, especially Fuaga.
Yeah.
Or Banks. Wait, who got drafted first? Banks or Fuaga?
Fuaga got drafted last year.
Oh, okay.
Or sorry, year before.
Yeah.
I think Fuaga was in the draft with Fatanu.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Man, Saints, what do we do here?
What does their corner room look like? Kool-Aid McKinstry. Who else?
I forgot about him.
Kool-Aid. I could also look at a wide receiver here, depending on how high they think they are.
What are the odds that they would take a Jordan Tyson right now? Because he had his workout and he's moving amazingly. That I don't think teams are going to be afraid anymore.
I mean, yeah, you want to pair someone if you're the Saints with
Chris Olave.
Chris Olave, yeah. So who's that gonna be?
I'm willing to go Jordan Tyson.
I've been hearing a lot of hype around Jordan Tyson recently. Because like for the longest time it was like probably somewhere in the teens, probably where he goes. Flyers goal!
On Pitt's
Oh.
power.
Flyers goal! Power play, penalty kill. Let's go, man. All right, back to the mock draft.
Playoffs.
This team just doesn't want it. They wanted to make playoffs. They did that, and now they're gonna fucking.
The Flyers have
they're
been
doing the same thing the Steelers do.
Freaking tear, dude. They're
Pittsburgh
hot.
playoffs, man. You're happy you're in there, and that's it.
Philly is here to just wreck shit.
I'm down with Jordan
Exactly.
Tyson. I think
Jordan
that there's a
Tyson?
chance
All
he can
right.
go here.
Yeah.
I like the move for a receiver here.
Yes.
So,
All right.
if you're thinking Tyson's the guy, I will second your opinion.
He's not my personal wide receiver too, but
I think
from
he's
what
the
I've been
consensus
hearing,
wide receiver too.
maybe. My wide receiver one's still not off the board, but that's neither here nor there. Chiefs here. This is where I think Ruben Bain starts. You start thinking about it.
I think
Now,
so.
We're out of the top 8. The Chiefs are there.
Yeah.
They run that organization tight. They run a tight ship. If you got character issues, you're gonna get whipped into shape over there. So.
And this is going to be another case of years down the road, they're going to be like, how did we let these guys get him?
Exactly. Yeah. If the Chiefs get Ruben Bain, that's crazy.
Yep. And I think it's gonna happen.
All right. Best player in the draft. Drafted at 9.
Giants here at 10.
Who did we take first with them? Caleb Downs.
Caleb Downs. Yeah.
Okay.
Dylan Thieneman.
This is where I'm mad if I'm the Giants because I want receiver here bad. And you probably thought Tyson was going to fall to you at 10, but he gets picked up right before at 8.
This could be a Mekhi Lemon spot.
Yeah, that's 3 receivers in the top 10.
Yeah.
I don't know how realistic that is.
Is this an Oli Vega Iwane spot? Do we think he goes here at 10?
Maybe. I mean, I would take him here, but I don't know if the Giants would.
Here recently, people have them taking Francis Maui Noah.
I mean, Maui Noah is still there.
What is the tackle situation?
Giants. They just re-signed the one Andrew Thomas and Jermaine Illuminor from Las Vegas.
So tackle is not off the board.
No. Okay, Maui Noah. Yeah.
Maui Noah.
I like it.
He's fallen enough. Get a tackle in the top 10. And now this is where I actually would take Ioane.
You think he'd here to Miami?
Yeah.
I don't know. Dylan Thieneman's still here.
Dylan Thieneman still is there, but
so is Mansour.
Do you want a good guard or you do want a good safety? And does Dylan Thieneman fit their scheme as a pure free safety?
That is true.
I don't know. That's a legitimate question. I don't know if he fits their scheme.
I'm not going to sit here and be like, yeah, that he does. I'm down to go Mansour Delane.
No corners taken yet. It's interesting. But I mean, you could really go anywhere if you're Miami.
Right.
Truly.
With this roster, with all the holes and how bad it is, you could go just about any position here.
Best player available, yeah.
Yeah, man. But who does Miami want?
But like you said, you could go guard. Jonas Savaya plays guard, doesn't he? And he was the worst, I think, offensive lineman.
I think guard, especially nowadays in the NFL, just looking at contracts, is very much more highly valued than it was maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So like getting a 5th-year extension on a guy like that, I mean, yeah, 5th-year option. That would be worth it to me, and I could see the Dolphins doing it.
So you want it?
Let's do it.
I am down for you want it.
Pick 12 here at Dallas. Or sorry, Arizona.
I'm the Cardinals. I'm thrilled. You got your pick of the litter at tackle besides Miley Noah.
Yeah.
And he probably wasn't going to be there at 12 anyway.
Exactly.
Man. This board is falling awfully weird.
I know. Like, this is supposed to be predictive, but I feel like I've never seen a board fall like this.
It's because the draft never goes how you predict
Right, it's right. We have to make ours stand out, right? And
yeah.
This is how we do it.
It's simple. We're right.
Going off of vibes.
I'm willing to offer a trade.
A trade? Another one?
Yep.
Well, who?
I mean, that's one way to build your team, I guess. Just keep trading down and get all the picks.
With the Steelers? All right, buddy.
Listen,
think
guy.
They want to trade up and get Lemon. And
no, they don't.
They just it came out today that Lemon had an amazing interview with McCarthy and Khan. That there was one of the top.
You really think the Steelers of all teams are going to trade up?
They have the ammunition.
But you think the Cardinals are going to trade back twice?
That's the problem. I can't find another spot to do it unless if he passes 14.
Because I'll tell you right now, Lemon's going to the Rams if he gets there.
Nope, I don't agree. I will go tackle. You don't think that
I think no. I think if you're the Cardinals, you're sitting put at 12. You just went from 3 to 12. You're already out of the top 10. You don't want to trade back again, especially to 21.
Have to make a convincing argument here for LA to get a tackle. Nothing. Go ahead. Who do we think's going here to Arizona?
Well, that really just depends on how their board falls. I'm not really sure the consensus at this point. My pick would be Monroe Freeling here. Not really sure what the consensus board says.
I think mine's probably Spencer Fano. I think he's a better player than Freeling.
Oh, well, that's wrong, but we can just keep going.
This guy.
Yeah, I'm just looking at a random big board from Pro Football Network. It's supposed to be the consensus big board. Does have your guy, Spencer Fano, as tackle 2. So, yeah, you can take Spencer Fano here.
Let's do it.
Philly's going on the power play. Malkin high sticking 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, baby.
LA.
Now this is a pick I've seen in multiple mock drafts.
Monroe
You
Freeling.
can pencil it in if he gets here. It's Mekhi Lemon.
Monroe and Freeling.
This is.
They
stop
need
with
tackle.
your agenda.
They need a tackle more than they need a wide receiver. You have Devontae Adams still.
Devontae Adams is not stopping you from taking a receiver in the
right. But who's their offensive line?
Who's their offensive line? Rams. Alaric Jackson.
Exactly who?
And Warren McClendon.
Exactly who?
Which they drafted both of those guys in 2023. I mean, no, they did not draft. I don't know what that means. CF21. I don't know.
Mekhi Lemon's already in LA. Come on.
Mekhi Lemon already moved there. He's got an apartment.
This is my computer. I'm picking Monroe Freeling.
Yeah, but now he's got an apartment next to the next to the Rams facility now.
I guess. I think there's a chance if he falls past 14, Pittsburgh's primed to trade up to pick with Tampa Bay.
That's fine, but from the way it's looking, I don't know if he's going to get that far.
I think this is crazy. I mean, there's a good chance that it does fall like this.
Yeah, it's like I mean, we've talked through all of these picks,
right?
and
They
all make sense.
All of them make sense, and it's not like we're like, God, this guy go here. There's all great reasonings for these players to get drafted. I don't think I've just ever seen a board fall like this.
It's very interesting. Is it not?
It is.
All right.
Pick 14 here at Baltimore. You got top wide receivers are all off the board.
Top wide receivers are off the board. You still got 2 corners. Who you got? Marlon Humphrey,
Nate Wiggins, and
Nate Wiggins. Yeah, you're probably not taking corner here.
That one guy that they signed to a 1-year deal that was there last year, who played for Cincinnati for a couple years. Forget dude's name.
I don't remember.
I'm trying to think. That corner?
Yeah.
Is it a Awuzie?
Yeah, Awuzie. As soon as you saw that, as soon as you said Awuzie, or we're getting ready to, I was like, Chidobe, I think is his first name.
Yeah.
But
Chidobe Awuzie.
Mansour Delane here would get them young at. I mean, Marlon Humphrey's getting up there.
Yeah, you do have BPA here with Mansour Delane.
And you got a guy on a 1-year contract, right? And you got a young guy, Nate Wiggins. Mansour Delane.
On the flip side, though, Mark Andrews isn't getting any older. Still got Kenyon Sadiq.
It's true.
Your offensive line is fine except for center. And you're not drafting a center in the first round.
And I've convinced myself for Mansour Delane.
CJ Allen is an option.
Not this high, no.
I could see it drafting the heir apparent
Delane because they are very good at taking BPAs.
Delane?
So yeah, I'm going with
I
Delane.
think so.
He's a BPA player. They did the same thing a couple years ago with Kyle Hamilton when he fell.
The Ravens always win the draft.
Yeah, they're just great players fall in their fucking lap.
This is a good predictive one then. Well, was what I'm hearing.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen. They're going to get a guy like that in that situation.
Now, Buccaneers, this is where I can see Sadiq going. You get another weapon for that offense.
Well, they have Cade on, don't they?
Yeah, I don't think that's stopping you from taking Sadiq.
No. What about a guy like Akeem Mesidor?
I think this would be early for a lot of teams. Not necessarily for me, but for a lot of mocks, I don't really see him going this early.
So, 49ers GM John Lynch on using AI to scout players and project this year in draft process.
Yeah, he said you're already behind. That's what I saw.
I'm good with taking Sadiq here.
Yeah, Kenyon Sadiq.
Let's do it.
Pick 16, New York Jets.
All right, who do we take for them?
Arvell
Reese. Yep. So now you got your pick of the litter.
Now, are you wanting to play Arvell at linebacker? Or are you moving him over to edge?
Edge, 100%.
So Gerard McCoy is the pick.
Gerard McCoy, yeah, just boost that defense like crazy.
Yeah, they need that in the quarterback trading.
I forget what's their scheme. Do they run a 3-4 or?
I believe they run a 3-4 now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Gerard McCoy.
Sure, let's take it.
Detroit.
My gut instinct tells me Monroe Freeling.
I was just about to say Monroe Freeling, I think, is a Dan Campbell type of player.
Biting kneecaps.
He's gonna get at your kneecaps. He's gonna tear them off. It's either I think they choose between two Georgia boys, between Monroe Freeling or CJ Allen. But I would go Monroe Freeling.
Yes.
Minnesota. Again, I think
Dylan Thieneman.
It's easy. Yeah.
Easy. That's the easiest pick of the draft so far.
And then Carolina.
Easy. Just kidding.
Easy.
What does Carolina want to draft? What have they been saying about
Caden Proctor?
Carolina? Kalen Proctor?
Caden McDonald, I mean.
Oh, I was like, what?
Caden McPounder?
McPounder.
I have seen McPounder come up some draft boards.
That's what I say, but you have Derek Brown and Bobby Brown. You're just getting another one of those. I don't really see the hype with him to Carolina. You don't need another guy like that. A run-stuffing third down guy.
What about Christian Miller?
I don't know if Christian Miller is going to be taken that high.
So Caden McPounder?
I see who you're trying to keep me from taking here.
Yeah, Avion Terrell.
Omar Cooper Jr. is in the running for this, I would say.
What's their safety? Who's their safety? They got one really good safety.
Why didn't you respond to my Omar Cooper comment?
I don't know.
What do you think about that?
I think my mic must have went out. I don't see them drafting a receiver at 19.
It would be back-to-back first-round receivers, but Xavier Legette didn't work out. And you want to give Bryce Young the best chance he has. Your line's fine. You want to boost up their offense. I think I want to take Omar Cooper Jr. here, Herbert.
They don't even pick him here.
That's because everyone else is wrong.
I would go Caden McDonald.
No. That's pretty.
No, you're wrong.
I guess I can see that. We could let Offenbacher be the deciding factor.
Let the chat decide
between Caden McDonald and Omar Cooper Jr.
Well, I'm just trying to go back to find Caden McDonald.
Yeah, the D tackle at Ohio State.
I think I like Cooper here.
There you go. Pencil it in.
Well, we'll go ahead and cut this mock draft short.
It just makes too much sense there for the Panthers.
Fucking nightmare.
Realistically, Herbert, you got to be prepared for situations like this because this definitely could happen.
Herbert, you had your chance to trade up, and everyone made their picks too quick. They were all like, "Yep."
I just don't find the spot to trade up there. Like, the Jets, maybe, but they also have a need at wide receiver. If you're going to trade up, it has to be Tampa Bay. Kenyon Sadiq has to be gone.
Before picking Ty Simpson, let me see what we got. Got Spencer Fano. Because, like, you got some capital if you wanted to trade back into the first round. 3 first-round picks for the Arizona Cardinals. Yeah, but I don't know if you're too worried about the Steelers taking Ty Simpson.
I'm down to go Ty Simpson here for Arizona.
That'd be high, but sure, let's do it.
I mean, like we were saying, go after your quarterback.
I just don't see them draft or trading back again at pick 20.
Ty Simpson. All right, how's the board falling here for the Steelers? Denzel Bot. Well, what do you think the Steelers would do?
With the more recent news that's come out, that Rodgers has suffered a setback.
I did see. I wanted to like. I wanted to send that into the chat and be like, "All right, Blake Miller, get ready to learn yins."
Yeah, because I immediately tweeted. I said, if this causes Pittsburgh to go Blake Miller or Caden Proctor for round 1, I will have a generational crash out.
Bro, that would be a great pick.
No, Caden Proctor is as big as my house and still can't block, and Blake Miller has stone feet.
Caden Proctor, I think you could push into guard. If I'm a team taking Caden Proctor, I'm
That
thinking
doesn't
about
help
that.
us with our Broderick Jones problem.
That's
Herbert,
true.
I
But that's
just
why I would take Blake
absolutely
Miller.
love you being like, I think these guys up ahead of us can take Caden Proctor, and then he falls to you, and you're like, absolutely not. There's no way.
I'm just trying to get him off the draft board.
I know. It's just funny.
I don't. If we go tackle, the only one I'm fine with is Max.
No, I want him for the Eagles. What are you talking about?
Nobody wants to trade. What's the analysis here? Denzel Boston, Casey Concepcion, Ty Simpson, Francis Maui Noah falling to 21.
I think the PFF fan picks are like so skewed because they like take the data from like literally the entire draft process. When people were like had no idea what they were doing and still picking stuff.
If Francis Maui Noah dropped to 21 and we picked him, I'd be fine. That's fine. That's one of the great tackles in this draft class.
So at this point, as a Steelers insider, who do you think they're taking?
If Mekhi Lemon is gone,
Do you think you see them trading back a little bit later in the first round?
That's the problem. If you're trading back, who are you trading back for? You think
maybe getting some value to get a different receiver? I don't know.
I'm gonna pull up. There's a thing I saved of the Steelers on who they've brought in on the top 30 visits and who they've seen during the combine process and everything, and that should tell a tale on who we would go with, because they really do base off top 30 visits and like everything. So they have not brought in a single tackle on a top 30 visit. That's telling.
Have they made all their top 30 visits?
Yeah, top 30 visits ended, I believe, Friday. I think everybody had have theirs done by Friday. They haven't brought in a first round talent on a top 30 visit, and the only one they've had talked to was a combine visit with Caden Proctor. So that immediately puts me at they had a pro day with Monroe Freeling as well. So I would be fine with Monroe Freeling, but he's not here. But that immediately puts my stress levels down of not getting Blake Miller. I also don't think Caden Proctor would be the pick here either.
What is your
He has stone feet. He can't block the rush. If you got a bull rusher headed right at you, you're gonna blow right through him.
No. We're not watching the same tape. He's got like the prototype length profile,
if we have time before the draft, we'll watch the tape that I have.
He's got good foot speed. Maybe the technique isn't great, but that can be taught.
But I do trust that this Pittsburgh coaching regime, who can't, granted, this is a new one, they couldn't get Broderick right.
His anchor is his biggest question, I would say.
If we're going to have
he's got good drive, he's got good strength, he's got good arms, he knows how to weaponize his length, bro.
40-year-old quarterback. If Rodgers is back, do not put Blake Miller on that line because he will eat him alive. It's going to go back. Rodgers isn't going to have the mobility to get out of pocket like the guys, like a Ty Simpson did at Alabama, or not Ty Simpson, like what's his fucking name? The quarterback at Clemson. He's in this year's draft.
Nussmeier?
No, Garrett Nussmeier.
Cade Klubnik.
Like Cade Klubnik could do. Cade Klubnik can get out of the pocket and avoid that Blake Miller rush. Rodgers.
But you put Spencer Fano above Blake Miller. The lack of arm length guy. He misses his fucking hand placement all the time, bro. What are we talking about?
He doesn't miss. Dude, Blake Miller, if he is being rushed by a top edge rusher, which, by the way, the AFC North now has 3 of. If you want to count Dexter Lawrence, I know he's not an edge rusher, but he's the top defensive player on that line. They have 4 of and have to deal with 3 of them 6 times a year. And 2 of them are going to directly go up against Blake Miller.
He can do that.
I don't trust Miles.
Better because
I don't trust Blake Miller to go up against a Miles
starter.
I don't trust Blake Miller to go up against.
He's great on screens, tosses, combo blocks, all that stuff. He's got solid technique. He's good. He has drive. He has power. He has prototype length. If you are a good coaching staff, you can build that guy into a great tackle, and I think he's a great tackle coming.
But this is a one-year coaching staff. This is a coaching staff that has been together in certain parts of each other's lives.
He's my third best tackle in the draft. He's my third best tackle in the draft.
Wow. Gavin, you have zero ball knowledge.
What are you talking
I'm
about?
kidding. I'm just fucking with you. I can't. I don't think that, especially with no pro day or top 30 visits, I don't think Blake Miller is the pick.
But what do the NFL SC guys have him as their tackle?
I'm not sure.
Who does like Marcus Whitman? Let me see Marcus Whitman. Tackle. Marcus Whitman has him as his tackle 3. I'm not crazy, and he knows ball.
NFL draft.
I'm not crazy.
He said, "Ah!"
Where did I have him in my top 50?
Someone agrees with me.
Where did I have him in my top 50? Blake Miller was 21. He is my tackle 3.
Blake Miller would be like my 18th. So I'm not
that far off.
We're not that far off. Why are you like so high on like Fano?
I think he's risen in the draft process. He's gained a lot of hype. And
okay.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm just following it.
Oh, okay. You're gonna be eating your words when the Steelers have Blake Miller and he's a great starter for you his whole career.
If they eat Blake Miller, if they draft Blake Miller, the stream will not past pick 21.
Good. I don't want you to take him at 21 because I want Blake Miller at 23.
That's fine. If I'm going off of who's still on the draft board and what we've had visited, Denzel Boston is the pick. Because they've had a top 30 visit and a combine visit with both him and Lemon. So if they're going receiver, I mean, they had a pro day and combine with Tate, and they had a combine visit with Jordan Addison, combine with Omar Cooper, and combine with Casey Concepcion. But Denzel Boston and Mekhi Lemon are the only two that check off the top box, check off 3 boxes for me in the draft process. And Mekhi Lemon's gone.
Mm-hmm.
So my pick still is Denzel Boston.
Okay. All that.
I was going to say, I don't hate the idea of it with the way the board is kind of shaking out here, and just the idea of giving some extra firepower for 1 year of Rodgers. Plus, I hail from
receiver.
I hail from the college of or the school of thought of fuck it, Jamar Chase is down there somewhere.
It's true.
So
I think you and me just got some different takes on these draft guys, especially looking at your top 50.
We might. And that's
Herbert, you get the tiebreaker because of it being your team. So
mm-hmm.
Okay. After a 50-minute discussion on who goes to pick 21, here's pick 22 with the LA Chargers.
22. Who do we got here?
Third period's about to start, and Malkin's back in the box because the penalty was not over. And I want to add to pick 21. I've gone on record saying that I am a Denzel Boston hater. I eat my words. I watched the film, and Denzel Boston is a sneaky talented wide receiver in this draft class that is shifty and always finds himself open against defenses.
Yeah, Denzel Boston is like my 5th favorite receiver in this class, probably.
And I would say that's probably accurate behind guys like, who
the big guys: Jordan Tyson, Carnell Tate, Omar Cooper Jr., Mekhi Lemon.
And I wouldn't even say that Omar Cooper Jr. is one of the top. I think those top 3, then there's a small gap with Omar Cooper and then a small gap between Denzel Boston and Casey Concepcion. I would say Omar Cooper is in his own tier. I think
Cooper is my wide receiver too. I'm crazy.
Oh.
Hello?
Offenbacher. It said Offenbacher entered the studio. He is now muted.
Uh-oh.
We'll continue. Offenbacher, send something in the chat if you need us to unmute you or if you're muted on purpose. So, who do we go here for LA?
This is tough.
Is this a spot where LA could trade back? Or Oh no, I'm staring their answer right there in the face. Emmanuel McNeil Warren.
Yeah, I can see him going.
Offenbecker hadn't said anything. He also just left the stage.
Mm.
So EMW.
EMW.
Billy at pick 23. There you go. You take your fucking guy, get you Blake Miller, get you Caden Proctor, 2 cement bricks that can't block a pass rush.
See, this is actually where I'm this is where fit and what do you say?
Need
Type comes into play. Because if I'm looking at the type of guys that the Eagles like to draft, I'm not really looking at Blake Miller. I'm looking between Maxi Ianor and Caden Proctor.
You don't think you'd go edge here with Akeem Mesidor?
I could see it. Either of the trenches. To me, please let him back in, Herbert. Please.
You only missed one pick.
Maybe it's not the pick I would make, but if I'm looking at this board and I see the Eagles are on the clock, and I'm knowing Howie Roseman for so long, I think he's probably taking Caden Proctor here. Alabama tackle. It's like he loves those kind of guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think if Caden Proctor lasts to pick 23, he's probably already in Philadelphia trying on jerseys.
Yeah, so I'd take Caden Proctor, even though it might not be my pick. I would definitely not be mad about it. Even though we lost Jeff Stoutland, so we're going to see a little iffy on the offensive line development. We're going to have to see.
Cleveland at pick 24. Back-to-back tackles.
Go double dip a little bit.
I mean, like back-to-back in the pick. You got Caden Proctor.
Oh wait, who did we take? We took Carnell Tate, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, Blake Miller.
That works.
Pick 25, Chicago.
This is where Akeem Mesidor goes. And I'm ecstatic if I'm Chicago and he fell down here.
I want to take a look at the defensive line real quick.
I think there's a chance that a D tackle doesn't even go into the first round.
Granted, I don't think this is too rich for Christian Miller, but
I don't think so either. And honestly, with the next pick, I could see us taking a D tackle. But
I'm also going to go Akeem Mesidor.
Yeah, Akeem Mesidor. He's 25. That doesn't phase you if you're the Bears. You want to win now.
Right. You're absolutely in win now mode.
Yep.
Buffalo at 26. Like you said, this is probably where the defensive interior guys could start going. CJ Allen is still on the board. If they want a linebacker, they did just lose. No, sorry, wrong. Edmonds went to the Bears. They lost Tremaine Edmonds years ago.
Yeah. Hey, if you want Tremaine Edmonds, just draft Sonny Styles, bro.
Yeah, trade up.
I could see a D tackle going here. I could see the first D tackle off the board.
It just depends on how much you like Caden McDonald. The defensive guys are still on here. Caden McDonald, Peter Woods. I'll include Caleb Banks.
From what I've been hearing, isn't like Peter Woods like a lot of people's number one D tackle?
It depends on who you like more. It's really between, I think, the three of Caden McDonald, Peter Woods, and Christian Miller.
Mm-hmm.
And then Caleb Banks somewhere slides in between like 2 and 4.
If you're 300 pounds and you have a just devastating foot injury, I'm not taking you in the first round. Caleb Banks.
I'm torn between CJ Allen and probably Christian Miller.
If those are our two options, then I'm going Christian Miller. I could also convince Peter Woods. Even though Christian Miller is my DT1, I could see Peter Woods going.
It depends on how the day I'm waking up. Caden McDonald's my DT1 one day, and then I'll wake up and Christian Miller's my DT1.
Who is
They
it today?
drop. Today it's Christian Miller. Actually,
Sounds
right
like-
now it's Christian Miller. 5 minutes ago it was Caden McDonald.
I don't think you want to know where I have Caden McDonald on my defensive tackle ranking. We don't have to get into that.
Oh my god, dude.
we don't have to get into that. Don't
There's
worry.
pros and cons about both of them.
He's tied for third, I would say. Caden
Either way,
McDonald
sounds
is.
like Christian Miller's the guy.
Yeah, we'll go Christian Miller. And it's not too far-fetched for Caden McDonald to be defensive tackle 3. I just think the cluster of these defensive tackles is very big. They're all super close to each other. And that you could have a defensive tackle ranked number 1 and he's fourth on somebody else's board, depending on how you look at Caleb Banks.
It's what flavor you want.
Right.
Same thing with the linebacker class too.
Some days you wake up wanting to McPounder, and the other days you want to wake up and want Miller Lite. So it's kind of you just don't know where you're gonna go. Exactly. Especially like this Penguins offense that just keeps going in circles.
I'm seeing this.
Good answer.
27 here to San Francisco. Oh boy, Max.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy pick for me.
Because I at this point I don't think a guy like Keldrick Falk or Cassius Howe go in the first round. If you want an edge rusher, you pick TJ Parker. But I think they did just ink in. Didn't they? They brought Williams back, like not bring him back, but restructured his contract, didn't they? Today.
Trent Williams, yeah.
Trent Williams. I wanted to call him Tyrell for some reason. Trent Williams. They did just reconstruct his contract, but you can get a guy like Max. He's really, aside from Caleb Lomu, he's about the only top tackle that's still left.
Yeah, he has really high upside. So
yeah, I'm down for Max. Any Octor, I think.
Hienakor. I hear core is like the ending.
I thought it was sure.
Oh, dude. I don't know then. I've been watching so many different guys. I don't know.
So we'll go with Max, my dog.
Max.
Out of my house.
Max. Out of Herbert's house.
28, Houston.
Caden McDonald?
I was just about to say, I think Houston has ordered a large bag of McPounders.
Yep. That's what they go up to the podium and say.
We would like some McPounders. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah. We like some McPounders.
Famously from Houston, Texas.
Yeah.
Go Texans, go.
Go Texans, go.
Exactly.
So, McPounder?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
29, the Chiefs, who went Ruben Bain.
Oh, man. Ruben
Bain. Colton Hood?
It depends on what the consensus is. Avion Terrell's also there. I know you hate Avion Terrell, but like realistically, where is he going in the draft?
I think
probably end of first. I don't think Colton Hood goes in the first either.
I mean, you're probably right, but
these are both late first, early second guys. It's just who do you think the Chiefs are going to take?
See.
Do you guys think there's anyone who tries to get back into night 1 in these last few picks?
I don't know.
Huh.
I'm looking at the consensus big board.
I don't know.
Who we were talking about? What's his name? That corner, Avion Terrell.
Couldn't hold Avion Terrell.
Avion Terrell on the consensus big board is 32, and Colton Hood is 34, so they're not too far off. That's still,
I have been
that is so
using
high.
A couple mocks for reference, and I've seen Colton Hood going to the Chiefs on 2 of these 3.
Okay. Yeah, Colton Hood's going to be your more press man guy, while Avion Terrell is going to be more like your soft, balanced off zone kind of guy.
Are the Chiefs? Really... Sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean
so it's really what flavor you want if you're the Chiefs.
Are the Chiefs the type of team to take a project?
No, they want to win.
I don't think so. With
they take
Mahomes.
the best one. Yeah.
Okay. You're not taking Casey Concepcion because he's already the wide receiver type that you have. Chris Bell is way too rich here.
Yeah, no other receiver is. Yeah, I don't see that.
Oh man.
I think we can go Colton Hood. I'm done with Colton Hood.
Okay. We can go Avion Terrell, even though I don't like him. He could still go here.
Mm-hmm. And I don't like Colton Hood, but he can still go there too. So it's like...
Off the back of your deciding pick between Colton Hood and Avion Terrell.
I'm taking Colton Hood.
Yeah.
Colton Hood.
I mean, don't like is hard. I view Colton Hood as a second round talent.
I view Avion Terrell as undraftable.
Dead ass.
No, not that. He's also a second round talent.
That's a hot take.
Yeah. Pick 30 here for Miami. We went Vega with their first pick. I think this is a spot where you could go KC Concepcion.
Yeah, I could see him sneaking in at the end of the first round. Unless someone wants to trade in. I don't know if we see any more trades here.
I don't think there's
any. Seattle, actually, we should do a trade for Seattle because they only have 4 picks this entire draft, right?
I believe you're right, but do you think they give up their picks?
Well, to get more.
No, I meant once we get to Seattle, we trade back.
Okay, I thought straight up. Okay. So for here with Miami, you think they go KC, or you think they go with Avion?
Let's go KC.
Okay. New England tackles are gone.
Keldrick Falk. I like Cassius Howell better, but if Keldrick Falk is the main guy,
I like TJ Parker better. I'll go on record, and I've done this in the past and ain't my words, but I'm a Keldrick Falk hater.
I also don't like Keldrick Falk because I have Cassius Howell and Zion Young in front of him personally. So
Peter Woods too. They watched how they watched the defensive line of Seattle absolutely abolish their offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm down to go either any of the edge rushers or Peter Woods.
Let's go Keldrick Falk just because he's probably the consensus best one here. And then who do we want to who's trading back to the first round to jump
I don't know.
Who has the first pick in the second round?
I only did one round.
The first one looks like this is saying the Jets. Is that correct?
Yeah, because this confused me for the longest time. It's if you have the same regular season record, the tiebreaker stuff only counts for the first round, and then it just kind of flips around for every other round if you had the same.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So that's why the Raiders aren't picking first in the second round.
So, the problem is we got to make it make sense. Who is jumping up to get a guy at the back end?
Who is jumping up to get Emmanuel Pregnon is what you're asking. Because the Seahawks want Emmanuel Pregnon. So they wouldn't trade up. Maybe someone trades up for Cassius Howell.
But I think he'd be available.
Well, it depends on who wants to trade up.
Let's see.
We got to make it believable. So, like, maybe not someone in the top 10 of the second round, but wants to come up and get their guy.
I don't know, though, if you are willing to trade up for this, give up this much for a back-end edge rusher.
Another penalty kill for the Flyers. Penguins are now 0 for 5 on power play.
But, I mean, the 5th year, that they could be really pushing for that. So
if you're looking for a 5th year on an edge, that's good value. So who wants a 5th year on an edge? Cassius Howell.
The next picks are the Jets at 33, Arizona at 34, Tennessee at 35, Vegas at 36, Giants at 37, the Texans via Commanders at 38, Browns at 39, and Chiefs at 40. Then it's Cincinnati at 41, New Orleans at 42, Dolphins at 43, Jets at 44, and the Ravens at 45. I think anything outside of 45, you're giving up too much just for the 5th round option.
Cincinnati wants to get back in the first round.
But are you sure?
I don't think that makes sense.
I'm just putting that out into the world.
I don't think we do.
Okay.
I think we just take our pick in the second round.
As much as we want to make a trade here happen, I don't think it will.
But look at the Seahawks picks.
Yeah, I know they only have these 4, but they are also your Super Bowl champions.
Maybe they do just trade back in. Let's see. They have a pick in round 2 and then round 3, but then they don't pick again until round 6. So maybe they pick in either the second or third round, and then they do a trade for the other one to get a couple more Dave 3 picks.
Yeah, maybe just make it like a small flip, like one that you're not giving up huge stuff for. Like someone just wants to come and get up that 5th-year option.
What are the Vegas? I mean,
we could do Vegas because they don't Max Crosby. Who knows what's going to happen there?
That's honestly fair. I could see that.
He'll play. I don't think he'll play.
He'll play, but long term.
Yeah.
So where's that website at?
Yeah, bring up the computer. Show me the draft.
At position value, man, there's a first round 32 position value is 590. Vegas at pick 36 in the second round is 540. So they don't have to give up a shit ton to come up.
No.
So honestly, maybe that's the move. Maybe you switch out
They just get a day 3 pick.
Yeah.
Pick
32 for pick 36.
We can do a 5th rounder.
Like 117 or 134.
117 is 60, so that takes them. That's too much for Vegas on Vegas's side.
Maybe 134 then.
134 is 39, so still too much.
175.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Well, what did we say? 134.
Yeah, 134.
134, 39. That's so 590, and Vegas is 540. So they would have to come up
we
50.
need 50
So
points.
134 is not enough. But pick 117 is 10 too much. So
let's just do 117.
117.
117, you just pay a little bit. You just pay a little bit over to get that 50 option.
Yeah.
All right.
Cash this out here.
TJ Parker.
It could. I don't know the consensus.
I would. Let's see. I had the consensus pulled up. Let me find it again. The consensus on the edge rushers are as followed. Number 1. So Keldrick Falk is the 3rd consensus best edge rusher. Is mind blowing.
Maybe we don't know ball.
They have him above. No, the NFL SE guys also don't like him.
Maybe they don't know ball. Maybe none of us know ball.
Maybe none of us know ball.
We're all just guessing and hoping we're right.
TJ Parker is above Cassius Towell.
Okay, well then I guess go TJ Parker here.
Boom.
There you go.
That is your mock draft.
This is the official, comprehensive, collaborative first round mock draft of the More Sports Please podcast.
You didn't put predictive in it.
Predictive.
Okay. Hopefully this
what
goes
you're
better.
Looking at is what you will see on your screens at Thursday at midnight.
This is 100% accurate. Lock it in your bets.
Allegedly. All right. Let's see if this goes better than the last time I had to do this. A recap of our final predictive mock draft. Number 1, Fernando Mendoza, quarterback out of Indiana, goes to Vegas. Arvell Reese goes at 2 to New York. Sonny Styles, a trade up from Dallas to Arizona's pick at 3. Sonny Styles out of Ohio State goes to Dallas. Jeremiah Love to Tennessee at 4. Caleb Downs at number 5 goes to New York. Carnell Tate, number 6, wide receiver, goes to Cleveland. David Bailey goes to 7 in Washington. Jordan Tyson goes to New Orleans at 8. Ruben Bain goes to Kansas City at 9. And Francis Maui-Noah goes to 10 in New York. Vega Ioane goes to 11 in Miami. Spencer Fanu, 12 to Arizona. Mekhi Lemon, 13 to the Rams. 14, Baltimore Ravens selected Mansour Delane. 15, Buccaneers, Kenyon Sadiq. Jermad McCoy goes to 16, the New York Jets. Monroe Freeland goes to Detroit at 17. Dylan Thieneman goes to Minnesota at 18. Omar Cooper Jr. goes to Carolina at 19. Ty Simpson, a part of that trade with Dallas, goes to pick 20 at Arizona. Denzel Boston goes to Pittsburgh at pick 21. Emmanuel McNeil Warren goes to pick 22 in LA. Caden Proctor goes to Philly at 23. Blake Miller goes to Browns at 24. Akeem Mesidor goes to the Bears at 25. 25. Christian Miller goes to the Bills at 26. Max goes to San Francisco at 27. McPounder goes to the Houston Texans at 28. Colton Hood goes to the Chiefs at 29. Casey Concepcion goes to Miami at 30. Keldrick Falk to New England at 31. And TJ Parker, a part of the trade between Vegas and Seattle, goes to Vegas at pick 32.
There you go.
That is a recap of our round one. It'll be our final mock draft of the year, which leads me to say I don't think you guys will see us again before the NFL draft on Thursday. So if you want and if you're free, tune in to the More Sports Please YouTube, Twitch, and possibly other places if I can find out how to make that work, to find us live for all hours of the mock draft from 8 p.m. to the winning.
Not the mock draft, the real draft.
The real draft. I'm sorry.
The mock draft.
All hours of the real draft. Said mock draft way too many times that it's just in my vocabulary, comes out anytime I say draft. 8 p.m. Thursday, April 23rd. Yeah. Right?
Yes.
April 23rd.
Yes.
Live at 8 p.m. over here on the More Sports Please YouTube channel, More Sports Please podcast YouTube channel, More Sports Please podcast Twitch. We will be live with our live draft reactions. It'll be us three, and we'll have some guests on as well. Come in and enjoy. I mean, I think we're going to do a game where we keep tally like we did last year on how many picks we get right. I forget the point situation, so I'll tell you boys after the podcast. But yeah. Oh, there went Gavin.
Oh, goodbye.
After the left after the outro. There he is. Welcome back. What happened?
I accidentally clicked out of StreamYard.
Well, yeah. I don't know how much you heard, but I believe we're doing the game like we did last year, where we keep track of points and everything, and we'll see who ends with the most picks. Correct. But that is when we'll see you guys next, is the live draft, 8 p.m., April 23rd. We'll be here for it. And you guys better be too. We'll see you guys.
Boot it.